Good morning, our listeners, and welcome to our today's class. Today, we should be looking at an equation that is in form of a surd equated to an expression in m and n, and we are asked to find the value of m and n. It is important not to misunderstand this equation to be a simultaneous equation simply because of the presence of the two variables m and n. When we have a problem like this, what is expected of us is to express what we have at the left-hand side in the format of what we have at the right-hand side. And thereafter, equate the corresponding coefficients or the corresponding terms in both the left and right hand side of the equations, and of course they become the values of m and n. However, to solve this problem, first of all, we consider rationalizing the surd by using the conjugate of the denominator. The sign I have here is positive, sorry, is negative, and to rationalize, we are going to use the conjugate of this sign to multiply both the denominator and both the numerator and the denominator. So to rationalize the left-hand side, I am going to write like this. So I'm beginning with number 1. Number 1 becomes that I have 2 root 3 plus 3 root what? 2 all over. I have what? 2 root 3 minus 3 root 2 multiplied by, I'll open a bracket. So what I have here as the conjugate of this thing becomes 2 root 3 plus 3 root what? 2 all over. The same thing, I have what? 2 root 3 plus 3 root what? 2. Close the bracket. Which, of course, we are told equals m plus n root 6. Now, of course, this thing can be written like this. Considering only the numerator first, I have 2 root 3 plus 3 root what? 2. Open and close. Open again. And I have 2 root 3 plus 3 root 2. Close the bracket. All over. I come down to the denominator. The denominator here says 2 root 3 minus 3 root what? 2. Open and close. Open. The denominator here says 2 root 3 plus 3 root 2. Close. We are told this equals m plus n root 6. We are now going to open the bracket, and in opening the bracket, we are going to use the first term in the first bracket to multiply all the terms in the second bracket. And in doing so, especially when it has to do with multiplying out surd terms, we are going to consider multiplying the coefficients of the surds before multiplying the surds themselves. So therefore, if I consider this 2 root 3 multiplying 2 root 3, the coefficient here is 2 and the coefficient here is 2. And 2 times 2 is what? 4. Then multiply by. Here is 3 and here is 3. 3 times 3 is what? 9. The sign here is what? Plus. I am now here and here. The coefficient here is 2. That of here is what? 3. 2 times 3 is what? 6. Put a bracket. 3 times 2 is what? 6. Here am I now. Using the second one to multiply all the terms in the second bracket. And the sign here is what? Plus. So I have 3 as the coefficient times 2 as the coefficient, which is what? 6. Then I have root this way. 2 times 3 is what? 6. The sign here is positive, the sign here is positive. Plus times plus is what? Plus. Then I have 3 times 3 is what? 9. Root of 2 times 2, which is what? 4. All over. I come over here. 2 times 2 is what? 4. Root of. 3 times 3 is what? 9. The sign here is what? Plus. 2 times 2 is what? 6. Root of. 3 times 2 is what? 6. I am done using this first term to multiply all the terms in the second bracket, then I come to the second term here. The sign here is what? Minus. Then I have 3 times 2 is what? 6. Root of 2 times 3 is what? 6. The sign here is minus. Minus into plus is what? Minus. This is 3 and this is 3. 3 times 3 is what? 9. Root of 2 times 2 is what? 4. We are told that this equals m plus n root 6. Then we return back here. Of course, the square root of 9 is 3. So what I have here becomes 4 times 3 plus. Here is 6 root 6 plus 6 root 6 minus plus. This is what? 9 times. Root 4 is what? 2. Then I say all over. What I have here is 9. Of course, the square root of 9 is what? 3. So I have 4 times 3. Then I have plus 6 root 6 and minus 6 root 6. So they can cancel off. This and this is gone. And the sign I have here is what? Minus. This, of course, is what? 9. And this is what? Root 4, which is 2. So multiply by 2. We are told that this is m plus n root 6. So 4 times 3 is what? 12 plus 6 root 6 plus 6 root 6. The coefficient here is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. So we have 12 root 6 plus. 9 times 2 is what? 18 all over. 4 times 2 is what? 12 minus 9 times 2, 18. This equals m plus n root 6. Of course, this is 12 here and this is 18 here. The like terms and should be added together. 12 plus 18 is what? 30. So I have 30 plus 12 root what? 6 all over. 12 minus 18 is minus 6. The total that is equals n plus n root 6. Of course, this thing can be broken down this way, that we have 30 all over minus 6 plus 12 root what? 6 all over minus 6 equals n plus n root 6. Of course, this minus here will affect the positive sign. Imagine that the positive sign that is before 30 here, and it becomes negative. So that value there becomes minus. So 6 into itself is 1, into 30 is 5. So we have minus 5. Here is positive. Positive divided by negative is what? Negative. 6 into itself is 1, into 12 is what? 2. So we have 2 root 6. The total that is equals n plus n root 6. If you watch, I have root 6 here, I have root 6 here. In place of m, I have a value. In place of what? N, I have a value. So we are going to equate the corresponding terms. So here is minus 5 to n. Say therefore, minus 5 equals n. And here is minus 2 equals n. So these are the two values of m and n, which we substitute in place of m and n in this equation. Satisfies the equation. Thank you very much for your audience, as we believe that we added value to you on the course of solving this problem, and we encourage that situation whereby you had some challenges and we were solving this problem, that you drop your challenge in the comment section, help us equally to like and then to share as we continue to make efforts to bring mathematics in a very simplified term to you. Thank you very much, and permit me to clean this question 1 as we go over together to question number 2. Thank you very much. Number 2 is something close to number 1, also is solved, also equated to expression in m and n. The only difference here is that m stood alone here, but here m is the coefficient of a surd, root 2. So we are also going to make effort to express what we have at the left-hand side to be in the format of what is at the right-hand side and be able to equate the corresponding terms of coefficients. And by doing so, we're also going to rationalize. And by rationalizing with conjugates, we are going to change this sign now to become negative. And then that number 2 says 5. Number 2 says 5 minus 2 root 10 all over. Have 3 root 5 plus root what? 2. They told us that this equals m. This equals to m root what? 2 plus n root 5. By rationalizing with conjugates at the left hand side, what I have becomes 5 minus 2 root 10 all over 3 root 5 plus root what? 2 multiplied by opening brackets. Change the sign from positive to negative, and by so doing, you have done the conjugation. So you have 3 root 5 minus root what? 2 all over. You have then 3 root 5 minus root what? 2. Close the bracket. We are told that this is n root 2 plus n root 5. Of course, this thing I have here can be written as consider the numerators alone, and you have 5 minus 2 root 10, open and close, open again, 3 root what? 5 minus root what? 2, close, all over. Consider the denominators alone, you have 3 root 5 plus root what? 2, open and close, open again, 3 root 5 minus root what? 2, close. We are told is equals m root 2 plus n root 5. We are now going to multiply out the brackets by taking the first term in the first bracket and multiplying with all the terms in the second bracket. So this is 5 and this is 3 root 5. 5 times 3 is what? 15 root what? 5. The sign here is minus, minus. Here is 5, here is root 2. So I have what? 5 root what? 2. I am done using 5 to multiply everything here. I come back and take 2 root 10. And the sign here is what? Minus. 2 times 3 is what? 6 root. Root 10 times root 5, of course, becomes root 5, 10 times 5, which is 50. The sign here is what? Minus. The sign here is what? Minus, which invariably turns into plus. So I have plus. 2 root 10 times root 2 becomes what? 2 root. 10 times 2 is what? 20. Then we say all over. I will do the same thing here. 3 times 3 is what? 9 root of. Root 5 times root 5 becomes root 25. That is 5 times 5. Okay? The sign here is minus, minus. Then I have 3 root 5 times root 2 becomes 3 root what? 10. Then I'm done using this to multiply all the two terms here. I come back here. The sign here is what? Plus. So what I have here is root 2 times 3 root 5, which becomes what? 3 root 2 times 5, which is 10. Then the sign here is minus, the sign here is plus. Plus times minus is minus. Then root 2 times root 2 is root 4. We are told that this is n root what? 2 plus n root 5. So of course, this thing becomes 15 root what? 5 minus 5 root what? 2 minus. This 50 can be broken down into 25 times 2. So I have 6 general square root of 25 times 2 plus. Here I have what? 2. This 20 can equally be broken down into 4 times 5. So I have general square root of 4 times 5 all over. The square root of 25 is 5, so I have 9 times 5. Then I have minus 3 root 10 here and plus 3 root 10, so they can cancel off. This and this is gone. So, and of course, the square root of 4 is 2. So I have minus what? 2. We are told that this is n root what? 2 plus n root 5. So what I have now becomes 15 root what? 5 minus 5 root what? 2 minus 6. The square root of 5, 25 is 5, which comes outside to multiply this 6. So I'll bring out 5 to multiply this 6, multiply by 5. Square root of what is remaining is what? 2 plus. The square root of 4 is 2. That 2 comes outside to multiply this 2. So I have 2 times what? 2 root of 5 all over. 9 times 5 is what? 40 what? 5 minus 2. This equals, of course, n root what? 2 plus n root 5. Then permit me to complete it over here. So, of course, what I have here is 15 root 5. 15 root 5. The sign I have here is minus. So I have minus 5 root what? 2. This is 6 times 5, which is 30. So I have minus 30 root what? 2 plus. 2 times 2 is what? 4. So I have 4 root 5 all over. This minus this is 43. So I have 40 what? 3. They told us it equals what? N root what? 2 plus n root 5. Of course, we are going to bring together everything that is in root 2 and bring together everything that is in root 5. This is root 5 here, this is root 5 here. So they are like terms in sum. Their coefficients is 15 and 4. So 15 plus 4 is what? 19. So I have 19 root 5 all over. Or let me say 19 root 5. This one is minus 5 root 2 minus 30 root 2. They are like terms in terms of root 2 root 2. The coefficient is minus 5 and minus 30. So minus 5 minus 30 is what? Minus 30 what? 5 root what? 2 all over 43. They told us is n root what? 2 plus n root 5. Of course, this thing you have here can equally be broken down further. Breaking it down further, we are going to have something like this. This it can be written as. But then, what they told us that root 2 comes first. So we can decide to write this one first. Of course, we are not going to change the sign. So it becomes minus 35 root what? 2 all over 43 plus. Here is what? 19 root what? 5 all over 43. And if you watch this thing now, you find out that I have something in root 5, which is this, and I have something in root 2, which is this. So we consider what they have here and consider what they have here. And by looking at that, we come to terms that the values of m and n, of course, is going to be minus 35 over 43 and 19 over 43. Thank you very much for your patience and for your audience equally. And we equally encourage you that if you had a problem, feel free to drop the issue in the comment section. But we plead with you equally to share this thing with your friends so that our classes can reach them too and they'll be able to benefit in the program. We have a little thing here for you to try at your convenient time and possibly get back to us via the comment section where you are told to try 4 minus root 3 all over 4 plus root 3 expressed in terms of p plus q root 3. And you are told to find the value of p and q. Thank you very much. And we equally expect you in our next class. Thank you very much.